Hello, welcome back to the Beaver House. I am Vakiti, your glorious Navigations host, and we are back playing Sonic Mania. Huzzah!
We are playing the good game from
yeah,
the Sonic
we're still playing this, but we were playing it after we already played Sonic Forces, or we streamed it, I should say.
I love Sonic.
Hey,
I've been playing the fuck out of Sonic Forces. I've completed I've completed all but 3 of the challenge missions and have most of the clothes now.
For some reason.
Why are you playing Sonic? You don't even like Sonic.
I love Sonic, especially when I grew up with Sonic.
What?
Nani?
Nani?
Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Masaka?
Sonic Forces, you get to play dress up with sexy furries. I love it. And it turns out there are fish in Sonic Forces because if you put scale bodysuits on, a bird, it's pretty much a fish.
Wait, okay. How do you say,
Nani?
No, how do you say good eats in Moonspeak?
Guritsu!
Did you just say Moonspeak?
Guritsu!
Liam, obviously Jonah is becoming fully embedded into the 4chan lingo.
Too late.
Okay.
Too late.
He's gonna start calling everyone a fag and
Apparently I'm on 2006 4chan now.
Apparently you're on 2,000 levels of irony.
Well,
wait, this is important, You know how there's like an old school RuneScape?
Yeah.
We should make an old school internet.
Old school internet!
Hey, if this net neutrality bill goes through, we're gonna need one.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it won't.
Okay, so what zone is this? This is like zone 4, right?
It is 3. This is Studiopolis.
Why are you...
How
much... What have you been playing this game at a snail's rate? Not very long.
We've done 1 episode.
You're too slow!
Actually, we did like 3, and we ended up at Hydra City, but the rest of those recordings were lost.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm only end up here.
I'd just like to say
I love
that
this game so much, and it's all my favorite zones in it.
Yeah.
I would say something important. I think everyone needs to hear it.
Okay, Johnny, go.
I am so anti net neutrality. It's unbelievable. I think the net should be completely censored.
Yeah,
and I think
like pay for extra services, slow down the internet on any site.
Yeah, how's a hard-working company supposed to build a monopoly with all these freedoms everywhere?
How's a hardworking Google or hardworking Disney supposed to make their big bucks?
Oh no!
Freedoms everywhere.
Oh no! Just Disney. Net neutrality being repealed will totally fuck over all internet-based companies. So Disney will be able to make a monopoly. Google will be fucked.
I want to know. Actually, that's an interesting idea. So what if with net neutrality, browser companies, right, like Time Warner or something, make it impossible to switch on like
Oh, they will.
Another thing. Like, say you want to go from Time Warner to TELUS or whatever.
Nope, you won't be allowed.
Yeah, but when you try to go to the TELUS website, it like tells you need to pay extra money, and it only runs at 1 kilobyte a second or something.
Oh, so
I think that it's really depressing.
To try and force you
so
not to switch.
So apparently, I don't know how it happened. This is practically like winning the lottery of laws. But apparently, someone at Congress managed to realize, hey, wait a minute, this sounds like a bad thing, and is having a shit pie investigated. And since he's not currently the president of the United States, it'll actually go through.
I think it's really depressing how successful the anti-net neutrality campaign has been.
Yeah.
It is such a first world problem, guys. It is the biggest first world problem like in existence. Like there are much more significant things going on in the world than someone taking away your net freedoms. It really agitates me, actually. Like the entire thing irritates me. Because like, okay, I don't see.
We want to turn.
I mean, I forget what country it is, but there are examples of net neutrality having been repealed, and the internet is just complete trash.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a million more important things in the universe than the internet, though.
We want to turn the internet into North Korea because I don't want to pay to see the Emoji Movie. What the fuck is happening?
Well, as far as I know, all net neutrality is it allows cable providers to
Not be
to
dicks.
allow different speeds to different services based
It also,
on...
net neutrality being repealed will also let them decide what websites you can and can't look at.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're
they-
not going to do that because that would lead them to a loss in profits. Look
Look at it this way, net neutrality being repealed will lead to the internet basically being treated like cable packages.
Yeah,
I don't think that will happen.
Jonah, what I said is legitimately the most likely thing that's going to happen. If you ever wanted to switch, you would just have to endure 1 kilobyte speeds and be forced to pay extra to view Telus' website because they didn't want you to switch.
Yeah, but they can do that already.
Why
So,
do
I
we
mean,
have-
They can't do that though. It's illegal.
No. Well, switching services has nothing to do with net neutrality.
Well, no, but yeah, it does because you wouldn't be able to go to the damn website.
Basically, what he's saying is if you switch services, then the company can decide that you're not allowed to look at the other services at top speed.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
mean.
but here's what's going to
Try to facilitate a monopoly.
How come we have to do a vote on net neutrality every other fucking week, but when Donald Trump becomes the president, we don't get a do-over on that?
What will happen with net neutrality, I guarantee this is what's going to happen, is that major content providers online, like major streaming services like YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that, will be forced to pay the cable providers a certain amount of money to get their content streamed, which they will do because they already make obscene amounts of money, and then nothing else will change because it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
because
the thing is, Netflix has already openly stated that they're against it.
Well, of course they are, because it would cost them. It would cost them.
I mentioned this on the Discord. But Netflix started a speed test kind of website because it comes from the same IP. So if they're being throttled by your ISP, their speed test website will demonstrate it.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean that already happens to me anyway, even though net neutrality supposedly exists. So corporations are going to do whatever they want anyway.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Really, so there are no real punishments for not obeying net neutrality. So since it's not technically illegal, obviously that means we can totally do it, right?
It's just like can we please focus on more important things in society? I look online and I see the amount of attention that this has gotten when there are like a billion more important things going on in the world right now than this.
Okay, see,
I guess that's really what irritates me.
So look at it this way, Jonah. Technically, there are more important things than not being punched in the face. But when someone's punching you in the face, that's all you can focus on.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with being punched in the face because it's violence. What's happening is people won't be able to watch as much YouTube. That's not a serious problem.
See,
like there are much more important problems that corporations are causing us than slower streaming.
They could also throttle Discord on certain ISPs, and then I wouldn't be able to talk to my friends.
Well, yeah, you still would be because it would not be profitable. Because if they disallow too many services, then people will stop paying for their service, and then satellite internet providers will become more involved.
Cable companies already have physical monopolies. Most regions only have like 1 or 2 cable companies.
Yeah, exactly. So how would a non-net neutral society be any different?
Simple. Both cable companies in a region agree to throttle the same services.
But they already do that.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely don't.
More, but
they already do it as much as they want. I genuinely don't
see.
Jonah,
honestly. Everything is bad. Everything is bad all the time.
Thing is so stupid to me because it's like. It's such an amount of ruckus over something so stupid and like ultimately inconsequential. when that amount of energy could be spent to much more important things.
Well, see, here's the thing. If the government would stop paying attention to net neutrality and focused on other shit, shit would actually get done.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, but see, the thing is though, they're focusing on, oh, we gotta stop people pirating movies.
I'm bad at Blue Spheres.
We gotta stop movie piracy. Meanwhile, we have a literal Nazi for president.
He's not a Nazi.
Okay, Donald Trump is not a literal Nazi.
He's a Nazi figurehead.
No, he's not.
Look, okay, the worst you can say is that Donald Trump is a Nazi sympathizer, and that's even that is a fucking...
Yeah, that's bad enough, I was gonna say.
He's certainly a Nazi sympathizer, but
he's very bad.
But I think he's... it doesn't excuse him, the fact that he's stupid, and that's the reason why he does these things. Even though that is the reason why.
No.
The fact of the matter is he's not trying to institute a Nazi state, he just happens to be doing it.
Oh, so
He's so stupid, he's accidentally a Nazi.
Yeah. Oh, so apparently he's like buddy with this literal pedophile, but apparently he's bitching about this guy in China that shoplifted. So he's all like, oh yeah, that guy should be put to death. Meanwhile,
yeah, because
my best friend, the child rapist.
It's because he's a racist, childish idiot, and we all know that already.
Yeah, it's just like, at this point, I've gotten over it, because it's like, there's nothing I can do, and it's just...
Donald Trump is treating the reading Rainbow guy, like...
Reading Rambo.
Reading Rambo.
You know what? I have just decided LeVar Burton is no longer his name. His name is now Reading Rambo. Chip Biscuit, I want you to draw Geordie LaForge crossed with Rambo. I want you to draw Geordie LaForge in a Rambo pose with Rambo.
Attention! Breaking! Flying battery zone return.
Indeed. And it's one of the only zones that really has any business returning because, you know, it's a mobile thing that could be rebuilt.
With the theme song of a reading.
You know what I do hate though is that when you get to Oil Ocean Zone, fucking Lava Reef Zone has no transition to it. And it's
yeah, because really you know, we go to fucking Angel Island like it's nobody's business.
It's
Hydro City Zone. Even Hydro City Zone has a transition to it.
Like, how long is Sonic Mania? How much content do you get?
Okay, do you want me to tell you how long it is? About 3 hours.
So they expect me to pay $20 for a 3-hour video game.
Yes. They used to, Jonah. They used to expect you to pay $60 for a 3-hour video game.
All right.
I guess that is true.
It's the paradox of speedrunning games.
And to be fair, it does have a lot of extra content that can pad it out.
And also, it's a good game. So
it's a good Sonic game. And it's made entirely by fans who were originally ROM hackers, including the music. It's composed by T. Lopes.
So here's the thing. We complain about games that are too short, but games like Metroid and Sonic are meant to be played very quickly. You're meant to be able to get through them as quickly as possible for high scores.
That's very true. I mean, the reason Metroid has like insane replayability levels.
Yeah, well, see, Sonic.
I guess Sonic does too.
Yeah,
you gotta remember, fucking Sonic 2 was only the same length, and that was a full-price game back in the day.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Sonic's entire thing is to try and beat the levels faster and find the optimal path to get through them.
And
like, I've just never been. I guess I've just never been a huge Sonic guy in general.
Well, that's fine, but like to complain about this game for being 3 hours, it's not really much of an issue. This game is still pretty big. Like, it's different than complaining about how Sonic fucking Forces is 3 hours, including all its cutscenes.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
Yes.
So
my brother
loves Sonic Forces, but it is not perfect, and I acknowledge that it's probably not even good. But I'm having fun with it.
Sonic Force. Okay, to put it in perspective, Jonah. My brother beat Sonic Forces blind in 4 hours.
Jesus.
Same.
And so you basically have to replay all the levels hundreds of times. There are not enough levels for that to not wear on your soul.
Yeah, there are also not very many levels in that game.
It's also worth mentioning that, you know, the levels aren't very good.
Yeah, with all the,
and they're
with all
very
the...
linear too. You know how in like I mentioned how there's optimal paths? That's not in Sonic.
That's a classic Sonic thing.
Well, it's the Generations there were multiple paths. But
okay, the classic Sonic stages in Sonic Forces do have multiple levels, and that makes
but none of them are any faster.
No, well, actually, a couple of them are. I've been completing all the challenge missions, and in order to get through the speedrunning missions for the classic Sonic stages, you have to find the right path.
Sonic, yeah, like sometimes the 3D Sonics have them. I think, as I said, the #1 thing that comes to mind is Generations, because there are definitely faster ways to beat each level.
Yep.
I know I got like a minute and 30 in Speed Highway, and
I love how I'm utilizing Tails to beat this fucking boss.
yeah, of course you are, because that boss is bullshit. I tried beating it with just Sonic. It's actually really hard. I mean, not hard, but annoying.
It's easy. It's piss easy if you have the electric shield.
But anyway, Sonic Forces with all the bonus stages, there's like 40 levels, and you have to play all of them like 150,000 times.
Yeah, the red ring. If you get all the red rings, you then unlock the green timed rings, and if you get all those, then you unlock the silver moon rings. But none of those appear at the same time. They only appear after you unlock the previous set.
There need to be more levels if you expect players to play your levels a billion times. There is not enough variety for it to make sense.
Okay, I would not want to play a level a billion times even if there were a bunch of them. I'd argue that if there's more, that would make it worse.
Well, okay. So a game
levels were good.
Okay, look at Mario Odyssey. You can beat Mario Odyssey in like 6 hours, easy.
Yeah.
But blind playthrough. But the thing is, if a level has a lot of different ways to play through it,
and it has interesting set pieces and things that are different each time you play.
Exactly. It's like I could beat Super Metroid in 4 hours. Well,
like when it came to Sonic Forces, I basically memorized the entire layout of every level by the time I was done with the game.
Yeah,
because there's just so little to them, but you have to play them so much.
Oh no, that's the design intent. I'm just saying that's probably not a good way to design a game.
No.
Of course not.
Like, they want you to replay the same levels over and over again so you get good at speedrunning.
I love how
like there's design here. There's design here. It's just not good design.
Yeah, like, every level in this game, the second act is like the first act plays the level straight. And
it is such a weird thing that Sonic Forces is a competently designed bad game.
What were you saying, Joe?
I like how in Sonic Mania, with the exception of one zone, every zone second act is the first act always plays it straight, and then the second act does a twist on it.
Well, usually, in the case of Sonic Mania, usually the second act is it combines the zone with another zone. Like, Chemical Plant has aspects from Wacky Workbench.
Yeah, the only exception I could think of is, what's it called?
Greenhouse?
Lava Reef?
No. Well, yeah, Lava Reef doesn't, I heard that it's similar to a Game Gear game. But it doesn't really change from change from how it was in Sonic.
They do that a lot, actually. Like Hydrosity has the bubbles from Sonic 2 on the Game Gear.
And it has the gondolas too. But yeah, that also doesn't change very much. But the one I was talking about, the exception I was thinking of, other than those, is Stardust Speedway, where the first act is different, not the second one.
Right.
Is that? Wait. So you use scrapped career pods as springboards?
Yes.
That is cool. This cool level's cool.
That was a thing they did in Sonic 3 as well. So
yeah,
I like that
from the original version. I
like this.
The thing, the twist this level has on the original is that it combines it with Sky Fortress or whatever it's called from Sonic 2.
Anyway, yeah. So as much as I acknowledge Sonic Forces' flaws, I love it because you get to play as sexy furries and you get to play dress up with sexy furries. And being good at the game means you unlock more clothes to play with your sexy furries.
Pretty sure I missed the Emerald Ring I know about here, by the way.
Do you speak... Is Foxish an available language in Sonic Forces?
I mean... if they wanted to pull in Rick and Morty and use Fox as an allegory for black people, then I guess they could do that.
I was reading about Foxish on the Fur Wiki.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you add LE to the end of one of the Foxish words, it makes it like more like happy, more like explanatory.
So, viewers, for context, Jonah was sitting in muted on the second half of the
Bionicle, the game on the level.
Yeah, that. So Jonah was in the chat helping me cite some sources for the furry.
Hey, look, it's Omelette.
I just like to. Oh, Robotnik.
It's a completely different character, guys.
Yeah, it's a completely different character because of a weird quirk with sprites.
I just like to say
someone didn't realize that it was Robotnik upside down.
I am not.
No, everyone did realize.
I am not a furry.
They just pointed out that because of some sprite placements, it actually looks like a different character. It's like, I think it's called pareidolia. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Pareidolia is when you see like a human face in something that's not human.
It also refers to seeing a human face in a different human face.
I guess. Huh.
I've seen
I don't know about that actually.
I have seen that on the Reddit. Someone was all like, I don't know if this counts, but I saw a person's face in a different person's face.
Reddit is the new dictionary.
Anyway, something I wanted to say was, why did Robotnik put the spikes here?
I want to ask, who is Omelette's mom?
I don't know if I want to know who would be desperate enough to bang Robotnik.
What is it big?
No, nobody is. People on Mobius, they reproduce asexually.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay then.
What if it's?
Please describe to me furry banging.
What if it's Squidface from Sonic 06?
Cause
we'll explore that bullshit in the next episode.
Sonic doesn't wear pants. Where does the dick go?